So hello everyone, welcome here to the Texas World Speedway in College Station, Texas for the third round of the first segment of the 2013 Fast Under Armour Fresh Talent Series. As up here in the commentary box, I am Josh Mertz, alongside me, Luke Fleming, bringing you 100 miles of racing action from the Texas World Speedway. We're going to jump right in to our ASN social media while we have the chance before the drivers' meeting. Facebook.com/Automotive Sports Network is our ASN Facebook page. We post everything on there, news, notes, broadcasts, pretty much anything. Our Twitter feed is twitter.com/ASNTV_USA. It has every broadcast and every story. We've actually started doing that. If you follow us on Twitter, you'll get the link to the story or the broadcast, and you can follow it and watch it or read it. And to join the conversation, hashtag ASNTVUSA for Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. This graphic's a little bit outdated because we don't exactly work on our Google Plus profile, but it should be linked up to our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/ASNTVUSA, ASN On Demand. So our Google Plus page should be hooked up to that, so check us out on there. And ASN Live is twitch.tv/ASNTVUSA. And for any news, notes, information about ASN, you can go to our site at asntvusa.us. And for any broadcast inquiries, comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, you can email us at any time at asntvusa@gmail.com. As this broadcast is brought to you by JavaShot Designs, if you need any painting done for any of your racing interests, you can contact Adam Sweet at his page at facebook.com/JavaShotDesigns. Well then, let's get in to qualifying coverage, shall we? Here's Sean Whitehill in truck number 24 for Revolution Motorsports. Austin Hakes is on track, but he told me to ignore him. But he is actually testing. I actually think the Super Trucks come here, so it's a good test session for him. He will have to get off the track before the race starts because he is not licensed to run in this series. There's Josh Blakeney, Eric Epler, as Hakes, I believe. Oh, hard hit for Austin Hakes.
That was a rough entrance on the pit road there.
We've only got a couple trucks on track here. As I've been talking for the past couple minutes here, so Luke, you can actually enjoy yourself and talk for a little bit, you know. That's why I have you here.
Alright. And looks like Hakes is just in his pit stall now. Looks like they're coming out for a little pit session here with Mario Chambers and Daniel Wilson here.
It looks as though Mario's in a backup truck. He didn't wreck the primary, but he's in the backup, so if he ends up wrecking that, they won't have to send him to the back. It's strange how the fast regulations work. I believe that's a rule. You can run your backup truck, and if you crash it, you don't have to go to the back. So that's what he is doing.
This is also before qualifying, too, so I believe it's after qualifying is when the backups would be in place. If it were NASCAR regulations, but for here, you don't go into the back.
As Josh Blakeney with Sean Whitehill doing a little tandem here. We saw on the Automotive Sports Network, you saw the Fast Cup Series shootout here, and that was a hell of a race, and the Alex Gordon Mobile was able to win that race. As Hakes in the 21, the FedEx Express Toyota, he won't be racing, but he will sure be having fun in practice as he's currently fourth quickest and kept it off the wall as Mario Chambers.
Yeah, I'm looking at Whitehill and Blakeney in the 33 tandeming here. Looks like they're doing pretty good. Some drivers use third gear and some drivers use fourth here. And because this is a fixed setup race, all the cars have to run on the same setup and under the same regulations for the race. So this should be interesting. This setup looks pretty good, that where you can do some bump drafting.
As getting word that Colin McNaught has been forced to withdraw his entry from the race. Truck number 14, his Ford F-Series truck, will be packing up and heading home for an undisclosed reason.
Yeah, that's a tough break for him. I think maybe the team didn't think they were going to do good on the race, or something catastrophic happened in the garage, but we'll keep you updated on that.
I noticed that they're down at that pit box. They have sponsorship for this race, but there wasn't a lot of tires. And I think when Colin was running around, he noticed the tires were being eaten to shreds because then he realized we don't have any tires. So it's
that may be it.
it's an unfortunate thing in racing. It requires money, and money's hard to come by unless you have a lot of sponsors willing to back you. As here's Brady Tinnen in truck number 80. I almost mistook him for you, as he is sponsored by Best Buy for this race.
Yeah, I think Best Buy just hopped on board with him for a few races. We'll see. They'll have to make a deal with Carolina Motorsports for that sponsor, because that is a sponsor run by Fleming in the 75 truck, so...
3 wide with Tinnen, Blakeney, and Epler. Looks like Sean Whitehill wants to almost make it 3 wide as they're pushing each other through the middle to get clear of those other 2 trucks. And I was going to say, speaking of Carolina, that kind of vaults us into a program note. This Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll see round number 4 of the 2013 BE NASA Rallycross Challenge from St. Eustache. We had that brilliant story written that if Josh Mertz can win his 4th consecutive race at the Canadian circuit, you'll just have to tune in. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, ASN On Demand for more information.
It looks like a whole nother pack is starting to form coming out of the pits now.
As I don't know if Randall Coleman, if there's a satellite issue with that truck, or if he is just practicing as well. As we saw Austin Hakes. If you can get more confirmation, Luke, see if down in the paddock if he is just practicing.
Who again, Randall?
Yes, please.
I believe he is an A-class. He is an A1 driver, so I believe he cannot race this race.
So he is practicing. As Austin Hakes and Randall Coleman, they are both practicing. As we got this 4-truck pack with Blakeney, Whitehill, Epler, and Tinnen. As 3 Dodges, and, well, if you want to get technical, there's a Dodge, 2 Rams, and then a Silverado. So maybe Best Buy put the money into the 80 truck because they know he bought that truck, and it's an older truck, and they wanted to get everything else but the body up to spec for this one race, because I believe this is his debut in this series. As that's what many teams do. They buy an old truck. Who was it? I think it was Dale Lee at Daytona. In the, I think it was the Fresh Talent series. He bought an older Dodge, and the older Dodges aren't factory supported. I believe they give a little bit of support to the new Rams, but the older Dodges don't have any support. And Best Buy hopped on board the 80 to give him all the support they can to spend, for him to spend all that money on everything but the body to improve it. And that big jumble of words basically says, hopefully he's not slow, in a sentence.
Yeah, it's surprising. We'll see what he's going to do. I've raced with him in the past because I'm a racer and a little bit of a commentator, but I really don't commentate a lot, but I've raced with him in the past. He's a pretty good driver. So we'll see what he can do out here on the track today.
There's Dave Calhoun in the truck number 1. So I'm looking on the radio, and it doesn't look like he's on the radio. That's interesting. There's no, last week's winner. I completely forgot. Was it because that battle with Poole and Wilson was so intense? Was it Poole that came out on top? Yes, it was, because we sent Randall down in victory lane. So there's last week's winner, John Poole, seeing if he can ride his momentum. As another program note, this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Fast Super Speedway Series from Pensacola will be ASN On Demand. Also, we are planning on it, but there's no promises, the Fast Precision Cup Series from Indianapolis. As
Randall Coleman is wrecked, and I believe that's the back straight. I'm looking at it right now.
Trying to find him here, and I don't think we can find him on our cameras.
Yeah, they were in a 3-car pack with Austin Hakes in the 314. I believe that's Mario Chambers.
He is running his backup truck for the moment.
I have no idea what happened there.
So Whitehill spins it, and practice is now finishing up here.
40 seconds left. Yeah, just teams wrapping up and getting ready for the qualifying to start and see what times they can get.
As Blakeney hit the brakes and gets hit by his teammate. That's something you never want to see. As Daniel Wilson nearly clobbers the 33. Austin Hakes is doing victory burnouts for some reason.
You think he's going to win the race today? I don't think so.
While we have a little bit of time in qualifying, program notes for this week on the Automotive Sports Network. A definite program note tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, is the Fast Superspeedway Series from Pensacola. Last week we didn't have a broadcast because we had a little bit of an issue with our technical things at Eldora, and we couldn't bring that to you. So next week, or tomorrow, rather, as my thought process is falling apart. Tomorrow we will have the Fast Superspeedway Series from Pensacola, and then on Thursday, it's not a promise, but Thursday we will have the Fast Precision Cup Series from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And don't forget, Saturday will be the NASA Rallycross Challenge from St. Eustache, as qualifying looks like it's about to begin.
And now, race fans, here to deliver those most famous words in motorsports. And now, race fans, here to deliver those most famous words.
As we are waiting here for the drivers to qualify, like usual, we don't have any footage here. What do you expect for this race?
I expect 2-3 wide action, especially in the coming to the end and also in the opening laps of this race. But I just think these drivers should take it easy. It's going to be a 50-lap race. There's no use in racing on the first lap. So I think they might take it easy on the first few laps, but toward the end of the race, I think we're going to see some real good battling for the win.
We saw that you could drive the hell out of your vehicle. We saw that during the shootout. This track really supports it. There's a lot of grip. It's about 95% super speedway, 5% speedway. You have to crack the throttle, at least in the cup cars. I'm not sure in the truck.
You can go full throttle in the trucks.
So this is going to be a big super speedway. It's going to be good.
Yeah. I wrecked in that shootout race and came back to finish 8th.
Yes, and that very infamous wreck with Mason Wellborn and Jacob Kraus. Yes. On pole, Sean Whitehill at a 40.041. Then it's Dave Calhoun at a 40.095. So talk about close times. Then it's Josh Blakeney in the 80 of Brady Tinnen. And now second place is Mario Chambers. I'm going off numbers, and I don't recognize a lot of the numbers. The 88, John Poole. The 15, Daniel Wilson. As times are close here at Texas World, especially when it's a super speedway.
Yeah, we'll see. As Blakeney, he got a 39.693, and then Daniel beats him. Oh, and John Poole the third.
John Poole, look at this. Daniel Wilson, a 39.636. John Poole, a 39.656. Identical, except for 200ths off. That's a tight little margin there. So I believe Eric Epler is the only one left to qualify in his Realtree Ram. So we shall see here. We have a minute left in the session according to timing and scoring, as we will wait to see after 50 laps who drives their vehicle up there and climbs up onto that victory lane. I'm trying to find a word to not call it a podium. I'm just going to call it the victory lane podium and celebrate with his team. As you see in the background, the ASN mobile commentary box, I'm waving, but there's tinted windows, so you can't exactly see us. We are sitting in that as ASN doesn't want us to sit in those very cold commentary boxes up at the top of the grandstands anymore.
And you still call it a podium.
I did, yes. I couldn't find another word. Wikipedia lists the definition of a podium as something that elevates someone or something that someone stands behind. It doesn't define that, well, in a racing podium, it defines as a thing with 3 people on it. But that's still called a podium if you think of it right. Now, don't make fun of my grammar. Happy hour
Right.
and the drivers' meeting is about to begin. So, we will stick a mic up there.
He's gonna watch wrestling.
Alright.
Frickin' frack, man.
I'm gonna wait real quick on. Yes. Okay, there he is. Okay, for tonight, since this track has a minor issue with the exiting of pit road, if you get black flag under green for coming out of the pits on the back stretch, we will clear it. The best part, from what I've established, is if you come right off of turn 2 onto the back stretch, you usually won't get a black flag, but if you do, we'll clear it. Under yellow, if it catches you and tells you to go to the end along this line, just hold your position. Regardless, just hold your position and we'll clear your black flag on the restart. Just let us know that you're going to have a black flag. Myself, Austin, and Epler will be adminning and taking care of that stuff. Pit road speed is 65 miles per hour. Like I said, do not merge until off of turn 2. You can then merge from off of 2 or on the backstretch wherever you decide to, as long as traffic's not coming. Like I said, black flags will clear. We will go back and check also to see if the black flag was given for speeding and not from exiting. If you get one for speeding and for exiting and it gets cleared, we will slap you with a penalty for a black flag on if you did speed. If it's not caught until after the race and it's seen on the export that you were caught for speeding and not just merging, you will get put a lap down at the end of the race. I don't think we'll have any issues. Everybody in here is pretty honest. So, like I said, the only one that should be getting a speeding penalty is if we're under yellow is the guy who caused the caution. Now, if that guy causes a caution, I would like for him to line up at the end of the cars regardless. Lucky dogs, same thing. Line up at the back of the pack. We'll clear your black flag like that. All you have to do is just let us know once if you got a black flag. I mean, if you type it, we'll be able to see it and we can clear it. Double file restarts. Leader gets lane choice as always. You cannot beat the cars in front of you to the line. If you beat the person beside you, that's okay. It's just we don't want you jumping to start to get a run past someone before the start finish line. I don't think we have to go over the caution rule because everybody in here I think knows what they're doing. Whereas you're not going to run up on anybody and wreck them under yellow. I'd like to say welcome to Brady. This is his first race here. I know he's been trying and he finally got everything put together and now he gets to race. So, and this is the first race for Josh and Calhoun in this series too. So, hope you guys have fun in this series too. It's Texas World, so draft track. I'm sure everybody's going to be real close. So, if you see someone spinning or wrecking, try to slow down or back out of it and see if you can miss it or try to miss it or whatnot. So everybody, please keep a heads up. Like I said, draft track, so you're going to be pretty close to everybody's bumpers. Don't bump them in the turns or the tri-oval. I don't want to see anybody spin anybody off their bumper and ruin their day. Let's see. Other than that, oh yeah, make sure you all know where your pit stalls are because they are random. They are not where you qualified. They are random. Somebody, I'm not sure who it will be, without looking, is going to be starting or have to enter on the first pit stall, and they're going to have to slow down a lot quicker than anybody else. So keep a heads up on that too. Like I said, pit road speed 65. They got to be at 65 as soon as they hit the line, and they're probably going to be slower than 65 since their stall's the first one. And actually, I think that's going to be you, Brady. I think it's the 6th place car that has that first pit stall entering the pits. Let's see. Try to stay. Yeah, try what, Sean?
I said I thought it was 3rd place.
Maybe it is 3rd place. In that case, then it would be Josh. You'll get to see here in happy hour in a minute. So, like I said, just check that. Work on pitting if you want during happy hour. Hopefully we get green flag runs in. I think we will. Congrats, Wilson, on the pole. I don't know if that's your 3rd one in a row or something.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so? Didn't you win?
All they're basically doing is now congratulating Daniel Wilson on the pole and finishing that up. So it's really nothing exciting. I already asked you once and I'll ask you again. Expectations for this race?
A lot of 2 and 3 wide battles toward the end, and I expect them to take it easy on the first part of it. Hopefully it wasn't like last time where someone gets screwed over on the 2nd lap, aka me.
Unfortunately.
But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think it's gonna be a good race.
As now, we are waiting to see if they are finished or not.
Not finished yet. I have a mic down there still.
Worry about it unless it's for like on a restart or something. Unless we tell you have to serve it, just let us know that you got a black flag and we'll fix it. I mean, we're pretty easy on that, especially with this track. This track might not do it in the truck series. It might have been just something that was with the Cup series physics. So, other than that, I have nothing, and I will restart happy hour.
Can we go now?
Yes, Mario.
Okay.
That begins happy hour coverage here at Texas World. First truck out, Daniel Wilson, your pole sitter in truck number 15. Then it's Mario Chambers in the Farmers Insurance Revolution Motorsports truck number 5. Brady Tennant, truck number 80. John Poole, number 88. Josh Blakeney, number 33. And Sean Whitehill, number 24. Let's look at that fancy ASN billboard. It's still up there from when we last raced here.
Yeah, they never took it down. I think it's going to stay up there for a while.
They better, or I'll slap someone.
Alright.
As Tinen leads Wilson, Chambers, and Poole through corner number 4. And coming down to the line to start the first lap here in happy hour is Brady Tinen in truck number 80, the Best Buy Dodge, 46.382. Then John Poole at a 47.232. And the 5 Mario Chambers is a 53.759. These lap times don't really matter because it is happy hour. As the tandem, it looks like, pushes the 80 out of the way, nearly makes contact with him. That could have ended badly.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a little bump drafting here, too. 15 and 5. Going by the 80 now.
On the outside, Wilson with Chambers. On the apron is Tinen. Looks like Chambers got a little bit of arrow loose. Is that strange? He was behind the 15.
Yeah, he could have gotten a little bit of what we call satellite issues. And it could have made him get loose.
True.
Unbelievably.
Wilson, Chambers, Tinen, Poole is pitting, so he found his pit stall, and I think we have 8 trucks racing. Eric Epler, I haven't heard anything about Epler. We'll see here. 2 minutes 50 left to play.
Actually, Epler might be A1 license, so he might not race too. Unless he did, I don't really remember right, but he might be an A1 license, so.
So that might make the field 7. And then there were 7.
Might be wrong, though.
As leading this little group is Wilson, then Chambers with Tinnen. Poole, Blakeney, Whitehill, Calhoun. That's 7. Pitting now, Mario Chambers in truck number 5. He has to slow way down to 65. It doesn't look like he made it. Nope. No,
Looks like the 80 followed him, and that leaves the 15 all by himself.
and it looks like the 80. Oh, I got them confused. See, you were running your laps, so your crew set out the pit boxes, and there was a pit. I thought the 80 was just going to blow by his pit stall. See if we can get a shot. You see the Best Buy War Wagon? That's Luke Fleming's Carolina Motorsports team. As, believe it or not, 30 minutes before we started broadcasting, he was asking me, via his headset on his pit box, are we going to broadcast tonight? And I told him yes. So his crew hasn't, it doesn't look like they've moved, which I don't blame him. It's a good seat there on the pit lane, and there's plenty of them. As maybe they should allow fans to be right next to, there's so many empty spaces on pit lane, that'd be a nice seat. Just maybe put up some temporary fencing so they don't get hit by anything.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Maybe like they do at Indy, put grandstands on the infield.
They don't have to have grandstands. It's just these random occasions where there's not enough entries to fill up the pit lane. Maybe they should allow them next to the pit wall.
Oh, I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Like, just temporary.
45
I think
seconds
that'd be
left to
pretty
play.
cool. Watch the teams do pit stops and stuff like that.
Fastest is Mario Chambers at a 38.574, and then it's Daniel Wilson, 38.576. When you think about restrictor plate tracks or rather super speedways, because trucks don't run plates, that's what you're going to get, close times.
Yeah, and you're going to see some great racing, too, with the close times, because everyone's so equal at super speedways.
So Blakeney's in a good position here. Austin Hakes' crew hasn't folded up shop yet either. So Blakeney's got a clean run in and a clean run out. Much like everyone else, I do believe. Is spinning down the backstretch. I thought I saw someone spinning. Here comes Whitehill down the pit lane. So let's see if we can get it from this shot. It looks like the 24 of Sean Whitehill has a clean entry. So does, actually no. The 88 and the 80 do not have a clean run in. As those are two trucks that do not have a clean run.
Daniel Wilson sliding on pit road trying to get down the 65.
It's the 80, 88, then the 8 with the 5. So there's several trucks that don't have clean entry or exits into their pit stalls. And the 15 of Daniel Wilson is one included. I don't believe there's a stall between him. I don't know whose pit box that is because they didn't pay for someone to paint up their pit box.
Whoever that one is behind the 15, that's the one. And then you're... Apparently, they put your pit box there, too.
I was planning to run a couple of laps, and I told the crew, go get yourself set up, pick a pit box. I don't really care. And, yeah, they're going to sit there and enjoy the race.
And now, race fans, here to
The MRT crew, but we're getting ready to grid here at the Texas World Speedway, and this is going to be good. As on pole is Daniel Wilson in truck number 15. It's followed by John Poole. I get them two confused all the time. John Poole. Then it's Josh Blakeney, Sean Whitehill, Dave Calhoun, Brady Tinnen, and the 5 of Mario Chambers. Is Eric Epler, I believe, is not being allowed to run in this series. So 7 trucks for 50 laps. That'll be interesting. We've seen bigger fields, we've seen smaller fields. I say it every time, but it doesn't matter if you have 2 cars, you have 10 cars, you have 22 cars.
For today's command, Bobby Allison.
gentlemen, start your engines.
Bobby Allison giving the command. It doesn't matter if you have 2 cars, 22 cars, 42 cars.
Give your seatbelts a little tug there for me there, buddy.
It doesn't
Get
matter.
little,
We saw a hell of a race last
gearing.
week with 2.
Be safe.
Daniel
Have
Wilson
fun,
stalled
right?
on pit lane, it looks like. See if we can get the
He isn't
15.
going. He isn't going. It's getting.
Now the truck fired.
Okay, he's good.
The bumps from the 33 did fire up the truck. And we saw with 8 trucks last week, we had a hell of a race, a cat and mouse game between Daniel Wilson and John Poole, and eerily enough, those 2 are on the front row for today's race at Texas World. I do believe those are the top 2 in points in this series. So
I do have a confirmation of what happened to the 15 there. He didn't put his wheel on fast enough before the command. He had to put it on and go.
As I know a couple drivers sit there without the wheel on. You have the quick releases. They leave it on top of the dashboard, and as soon as you get that command, they flip the switch, pop the wheel on, and they are in the zone getting ready to race here at Texas World. This is going to be a cracking race at the 2.0 mile, recently repaved oval in College Station, Texas. 7 trucks for 50 laps. As I don't honestly know who's going to win, as it's a super speedway, so anything can happen. Glad you could join us here in the Automotive Sports Network on Demand. Josh Mertz alongside Luke Fleming in the ASN Mobile Commentary Box, bringing you coverage as the safety truck makes the hard left turn, and it's going to be Wilson with Poole, Blakeney, Whitehill, Calhoun, Tinnen, and Chambers your field, as Wilson leads us to the green flag.
Yeah, great start by the 15 and 88, and it looks like Sean Whitehill did. Actually, all those guys back there from 4th on back did not get as good of a start as the top 3 did.
Side-by-side for a moment, now behind Blakeney is Poole, off of corner number 2, pretty much single file now. As we expected them, we're expecting them just to ride and not cause any chaos. As to the inside of Calhoun is Chambers in the 5, easy position snatch for Mario Chambers. As it looks like 3 wide with Tinnen and Calhoun, Whitehill looked but thought better of it. And at the end of lap 1, Daniel Wilson for the 5-Hour Energy Toyota 7-Key Racing Team leads at the end of lap 1 by a 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, everyone's really spread out right now. They're just single file. Yeah, what caused that was the guys in the back not getting as well of a start as the guys in the front.
The inside
let's
is
see if they'll
Poole on
catch up.
Blakeney. He looked, but Blakeney threw a little bit of a block, and Poole also didn't exactly have the momentum. At the end of lap 2, Wilson leads.
And Poole's going to try high. Mario Chambers goes with him here in the turn 1. And Poole dropped down low. He didn't get the momentum for it.
As these trucks are really momentum based, as you don't have any restrictor plates, so you need to gather up all the momentum on the outside. As there goes to the inside, Poole with his teammate Chambers. They're going to dethrone Blakeney in the Bud Light Ram and move the Revolution Motorsports trucks up 1 position, as Wilson still leads, but Poole is in 2nd with Mario Chambers in 3rd.
I figured Whitehill would be up there too with him, but he's still back there behind Tinnen.
It's way back in the back is truck number 1, Dave Calhoun. To the inside is Poole on Wilson. These two have had a cracking battle at Dover. Let's see if Chambers can push him past. Yes, so lead change. It hasn't been official yet, but John Poole takes the lead over Daniel Wilson.
Looks like Tinnen's going to get 3rd here. So Daniel Wilson goes from 1st to 4th in the lap. Or 5th.
1st to 5th, I was just about to say, yeah.
Yeah. They're mostly single file now. Mario Chambers, he went below the white line there.
I wouldn't think, well, I don't know if that's illegal here or not.
It might be legal, but I don't. It's not safe to do that, obviously.
I don't think he would do that on his or do that to his teammate this early anyway.
Yeah, those moves are more toward the end of the race to go under the yellow and see if you can get a pass, but or excuse me, the white line.
And Brady Tinnen got way out of the groove, loose in the 80, and he smacked the wall coming off of corner number 2. Looks like arrow loose from Sean Whitehill, and this is going to make all 3 Revolution trucks in the top 3.
Yeah, compliments to the Revolution crew. They do a really good job every single week.
Looks like we have all 4 manufacturers in this race. We have 3 Chevys up front, then a Toyota, a Dodge, and a Ford.
Wait, where's the Ford?
Dave Calhoun, truck number 1.
Okay.
I think we have them all. Which one am I missing? No, we have them all. A Dodge, a Ford, a Toyota, and Chevrolets. Yep. I was, for some reason, thinking Pontiac, and then I realized, but Pontiac doesn't have a truck.
Yeah, they don't.
As I forgot to mention in the opener, you can contact us on Twitter personally, @2chance1. Let me actually bring that up. @2chance1 and @FL512 if you'd like to join. If we were doing this live, we'd say join the conversation, but unfortunately we still don't have the infrastructure. But still, you can give us your thoughts as how this broadcast has been going @ASNTV_USA, @2chance1, @FL512. Use the hashtag ASNTVUSA. As I'm actually going to step out to the concession stand, so you should handle that. Oh, never mind. No, he thought of it. He thought better of it. Anyway, I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to see if the line at the concession stand isn't very long.
Alright, I just heard over the radio that Daniel Wilson has problems. Transmission, it's in the transmission, and not the whatever, it's the throttle box. He has problems with the throttle box in the truck. He's not getting all of it out, all the horsepower out of the truck, so he's gonna probably, when he gets to the pit stop, he's gonna see if the team will work on it. As we got a lead change here, Mario Chambers goes below John Poole, and it looks like Sean Whitehill and Daniel Wilson and Josh Blakeney follows him.
Lead change. I actually picked up a package of Chips Ahoy cookies when I was away. Oh, listen to that. Yeah! Cookies. Brilliant. I love chewy cookies.
Okay. Stop chewing your cookies. This is a great battle going on.
Wow. Oh, wow. As Wilson's in second, side by side is Blakeney with Whitehill. And Whitehill's transponder just... Never mind. Almost said that Whitehill's transponder quit on him, but we're good.
I was telling them over the radio there was problems with the 15 and the throttle box. You can't get all the horsepower out of it.
The throttle box.
I believe that's what they call it on the truck.
Do you mean that the pedal is not going all the way down to the floor?
Or that!
Everyone, this is the man next to me. He called it a throttle box. One job, Luke Fleming, one job.
Anyway.
One job. We are 1/5 of the way, well actually past 1/5 of the way through this race. This race is brought to you by Josh Mertz's Obscure Fractions Obsession.
And Java Shut Designs.
Yes. The moral of the way is Josh Mertz is obscene. Obscene? Okay. Apparently I'm cussing when I'm saying fractions. There's a battle for a second. I'm just going to shut up. There's John Poole making his way. And look at Brayton nearly on the apron.
He got a little loose there. Woo. Great save by the 80.
As he's trying to get second. At the line, lap 12, Mario Chambers, John Poole, Brady Tinnen, Sean Whitehill, Daniel Wilson, Josh Blakeney, and Dave Calhoun. Is there a problem with the one?
Yeah, I have no clue what happened to the one. I guess he just fell to the back. He might have lost the draft on the start because these guys had such a bad restart.
So it looks like they were fanning out 3 wide at the exit of 2, and Brady Tinnen went from 2nd to 5th. As a rookie, you don't have any friends. You have to earn your friends. And Mario Chambers has earned his friends, and he's earned this lead. Now at the... Well, never mind.
He's going to lose it.
Never mind, yep. He picked the wrong line, and his teammates said, I'll take this from you, thanks. And out of the lead is John Poole. Or to the lead is John Poole. Out of the lead is Mario Chambers.
Yeah, he'll drop back in behind his teammate Sean Whitehill. I'm surprised, because Whitehill hasn't been up front today at all.
Well, it's only 14 laps in. We are... I'm trying to make up... Never mind. It was... Wait. Yeah. We are 2/7 of the way through the race if you were to take a lap away. There you go. Lap 15 of 50. I'm just going to show up with my fractions. See, the problem is when a race is single file, we have to make up things.
3/10.
This is the problem of television. This is the problem of television. When they're single file and there's nothing to talk about on the racing surface, it gets quite hard.
Or, I was about to say, or you could say 3/10.
Yes.
But anyway.
That works too, actually. But, you know,
does.
as Whitehill nearly bashes into the wall, as John Poole to the lead. Or he has been in the lead, never mind. And he actually has been his fastest lap.
And Josh Whitehill takes it. Pins him out, makes a hole there for the 33. He makes a hole, and
I wouldn't say that.
The 88's going to drop straight back forth.
Because it looks like he just moved out of the way. He maybe got a lap and then he dropped back because he doesn't want to lead. If you lead at a plate track, you have a target on your head.
Yeah, I think they're just taking it easy and
pit lane, Dave Calhoun.
Hanging back there.
There might be a problem on the 1. There goes the field by.
Yeah, he has a lap down. Yeah, we should have green flag pit stops really soon here. We're 17 laps in.
I was about to ask when I came back, when is the pit strategy? Dave Calhoun pulling to the right. What? Is there a suspension issue on the 1?
I don't know, but we're having a good battle for the lead. John Poole is under Daniel Wilson. That's for 2nd. And here comes... Looks like Poole's going to try to make a move under the 33, and 33 just keeps holding the bottom.
Calhoun exiting the pit lane. Whatever was the problem, they should have been fixed. Josh Blakeney now leads.
Looking for it. He's trying to go under the 33, it looks like, because he's lower than him on some parts of the track.
I don't think the winning strategy will be to block. As way outside is John Poole.
Yeah, I think he just gave up and dropped back. Let's see if he can make it up to the front again. And 3 wide with Tennant and Wilson.
Oh boy. Now Poole is going to say, I'm going to get such a big run and try and pass the 33, and then he's going to hit a brick wall of air. As Calhoun is running again, 2.5-ish laps down. Mario Chambers wants this lead. He's going lower every time the 33 throws a block. And every time he throws a block, he goes lower, like I mentioned. And I'm pretty sure if it was up to him, he'd be racing on the grass trying to get the lead. As it looks like he may have a little bit of aero loose. And another lead change. Mario Chambers to the point. In truck number 5, we are 2/10 of the way. Yeah, no. Hold on. 2/5 of the way through the race. Hey, be quiet, Luke Fleming.
Okay.
Chambers hit the apron in turn 2. And there's a... Nope, never mind. Every time the 24 has a transponder issue, I think that they're going to send him to the pit lane. But apparently, it blinks just for a second, and he doesn't have to pit. And Brady Tinnen's in 3rd. And he's going to make the move to 2nd. He's got no help. On the apron, he was sideways!
I just got word from the 1-car team. They did have transponder issues right off bat when they went to grid. So that is why he's out of contention right now.
Oh, unfortunate for Dave Calhoun in truck number 1, who is 2 laps down, but he should get the lucky dog As Brady Tennant in second, he got the second place, and he's trying to look for the lead in his first start. That's something I didn't even do. I'm tooting my horn, yes.
And here he goes. He's trying to get under Mario Chambers for the lead.
At the line, it was a truck length, and Brady Tennant in truck number 80 in his first start will take the lead on lap 22 of 50.
Yeah, I'm hearing some drivers saving fuel in the pack, so I'm wondering if they're trying to make it on one stop here.
When you were on track, did your crew estimate a fuel window?
Probably. I'm thinking 20 to 25 laps, but I am not really sure. My crew did not estimate it because we did not race this event.
Oh, true. Brady Tennant is pitting according to the radio in truck number 80.
Yeah, I know what some of the other drivers who are doing. The other drivers are trying to make it a one stop. Looks like Daniel Wilson and John Poole are saving.
So Tennant has to pit, but we'll see who else pits with him. 24 is pitting as well, so is Chambers. So 3 trucks are pitting on this lap. Let's see the entry to pit lane.
He's going. Good entry on the 80. Look at the 5.
I don't think the 80 new pit lane starts there. Let's try and get, you see that the pit lane 1 camera, Texas World Speedway pit road end. There's a one that says on the other side of pit lane, conveniently, pit road start. I wish there were more tracks like that. So many tracks that the Fast Series run at, we have to guess where pit lane starts. Whitehill, looks like he only took gas. Looks like Chambers has taken tires, and so did Tennant. I don't think tires is an issue here. As to the pit lane, is Blakeney. Did he run out of fuel?
I don't know, but John Poole the third and Daniel Wilson have left the pit. Has yet
nearly!
Excuse my language.
Contact. Wow. I was hoping that Brady Tennant wouldn't have pulled out in front of them. I believe he almost forgot, but he caught himself as they were battling on the apron of the racetrack.
Daniel Wilson out of fuel.
Out of fuel. You got that window correct then. Is out of fuel. Maybe is the 88 as well, but Wilson is definitely out. Truck is slowing down immensely. Will he make it to his pit stall? It's all the way down at the end of the pit lane.
Yeah, I think he'll make it, but he is definitely going to lose way too much time.
Telemetry is, he's 10 miles an hour under pit lane speed. He's at 50 miles an hour. 45 miles an hour. This is crucial for the second place driver in points.
Neutral right now. I would just throw it in neutral right now if I were him.
Passing the victory lane entrance. 25 miles an hour. There's Poole in pit lane. And you don't want to think that he would bump draft the 15 down the pit lane. He just passed victory lane at 18 miles an hour. Looking outside our commentary box, turning around. We see him right there. And he's going to park. He won't make it to pit lane as Daniel Wilson is going to run out of fuel halfway through the race. Unbelievable turn of events.
That is a tough break for the 15. He has to get it pushed all the way to his pit stall, and that'll take about more time than it should have. In my mind, I think he should have just threw it in neutral and rolled it through. He would have made it if he threw it in neutral.
So this is going to essentially, according to timing and scoring, once everyone cycles around, I was originally going to think that this would have put the race in the hands of John Poole, but let's see. Poole's going to cross the line, so does Chambers, and so does Tennant. So that puts the race in their hands. It is now a 3-truck race for the moment.
Yeah, I saw it too. Poole was really saving fuel there toward the end of that run. And I figured, well, he had strategy to make it on one stop. And he's still saving right now. I just heard him clutch it mid-corner.
They won't be able to make it on one stop. The way this fuel run is, we saw Wilson run out with 25. They have to clutch, or they have to get a splash.
Yeah, they really have to clutch to make it. I think if Poole made it halfway like that, I think he'll make it the whole way. He's just got to really save.
Daniel Wilson is back out on track. Kudos to the 7-Key Racing team. They saw him, I believe they were watching our monitor from up in that pit box. There's a little gantry behind, you see there, from the pace car. You see that little, the monitor back there? I believe our feed is on all of those pit box monitors. And they watched and they saw the 15 run out of fuel. And as soon as the camera panned away from the 15, the crew was bolting up the pit lane to get their truck back to the pit stall, and they refueled that truck. He's back out on track, as you see, in corner number 3, but he is a lap down and almost, well, about a straightaway from going 2 laps down. His to the lead is Brady Tinnen. We're trying to.
Whitehill's there too. He might go a lap down, unless.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to stay on the lead lap. Unless, let's see, Will Chambers, yeah, they're just going to blow right past Sean Whitehill.
Yeah. Transponder issues, 24.
Like usual.
Like usual.
As now Josh Blakeney is the only truck out of the pack to not be, or to be on the lead lap.
Tennan's going for the lead again in the back straight. They're side by side.
Brady Tenon to the lead again, trying it. Will Poole make it 3 wide? On the outside is Mario Chambers. On the inside is Brady Tinnen coming off of 4. He gets on that apron, and that worries me so much. As his teammate, there's Poole helping Chambers at the line. Tinnen leads. Lap 30. That truck is incredibly unstable.
Yeah, I think the 80 is going to have to pit, so I believe it's going to be up. It's going to be up to the 5 and the 88. Or when did the 5 pit? Did the 5 pit with the 80?
I believe so, but he took tires.
Okay, looks like your winner is probably going to be John Poole, because I think if he can make it on one stop, he's got it.
Well, the fat lady hasn't sung yet. We still have 20 laps to go. For all we know, there could be a caution, and Daniel Wilson can win the race. Is battling for second, hard battling for second's Poole with Chambers. As leading is Brady Tinnen in his first start. How would you feel? How would you feel when you were leading in your first race? Not your first start, but your first race ever that you led. How did you feel?
Honestly, my first ever race. Actually, this I believe is his first race ever, if I'm not mistaken. He might have raced before, but my first race, it was just a brand new experience. Just getting into the world and just building my rep up. I mean, it was really cool. I believe I won my first race I started.
Now,
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, say you didn't, and say you just rode around the entire race. The auxiliary or the
it would have been. I would have gotten the same thing out of it if I didn't win.
Imagine the feeling, you know, the excited feeling, the adrenaline that you have, and the exhilaration of running your first race in the pack of cars. Now, times that by about 700, and you get how Brady Tinnen's feeling right now, leading his first ever race by 0.3 of a second over the guy who won last week, John Poole, and the current points leader, I do believe.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if he doesn't start saving fuel now, he's not going to make it. And even then, he's not going to make it unless the caution comes out, because he did pit before Poole did.
As the 1 and the 15 are battling for 6th spot. If the 24 can get around these trucks, it won't matter because they're catching Josh Blakeney. Never mind. Well, not yet. I got them confused with Calhoun and Wilson. They are catching the 33. 33's clutching like all get-go. It's 3 wide between the 2 lap trucks and the final lead lap truck. As he's clutching, he hopes that the other 3 leaders run out of fuel.
Yeah, I think some of these guys are clutching way too much to lose a lot of time.
The pit lane delta is quite a long time, however. It's a long pit lane. It's 65 miles an hour instead of 186. You can
Yeah,
lose a
almost
lot of time.
190 at times.
As Brady Tenen leads. As I believe...
Yeah, I think...
Tenen, Poole, Chambers, your running order.
Yeah, I heard the 80 on the radio. He's having a blast leading this race. I think he's really confident. Honestly, right now, unless a caution comes out, I don't think he'll have the win because he doesn't have enough fuel saved up for the end, and he's probably going to have to pit again.
Well, we don't want to rain on his parade. We'll see what happens as timing and scoring gives us Brady Tenen leading lap 36 by a margin of 0.19 of a second over John Poole. Third place is Mario Chambers in truck number 5 at 1.31 seconds behind. Whitehill is in 5th, a lap down. As there is Daniel Wilson, 6th place, 1 lap down, and Josh Blakeney is 26 seconds behind the field. The last truck on the lead lap is there's Dave Calhoun, who has been afflicted by transponder issues and accelerator issues in the truck number 1 all night long. As we thought it was going to be a John Poole and Daniel Wilson show, but Wilson ran out of fuel several laps ago, and the crew frantically ran up pit lane. Give that 7-key crew a raise because they ran up the pit lane sprinting like it's the marathon or something, sprinted up pit lane, pushed that truck, and got it refueled. The fueler, I haven't seen a fueler jab a fuel can in the car so hard in frustration in years. And he jabbed the fuel can into the truck, and he made sure that truck was packed full of Sunoco racing fuel, but it was not to be, as Wilson now is in 7th. He got passed by Calhoun, as leading another lap. Lap 38 is Brady Tenen's. But here's John Poole putting pressure on the 80.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's probably going to come down to the wire. I'm going to look and listen to the 80 and see if he is saving any, but I don't think he is.
As remember we talked about earlier, the 80 might be down on speed! John Poole around! Pulls around and it corrects Mario Chambers! Caution is out! I have never...
Oh
wow!
Unbelievable. And that puts Daniel Wilson right back in this race.
He does not have Lucky Dog, though. He'll have to get the wave around.
But,
wow.
I mean, that was unbelievable. I'm taking a look at that, too.
So while the field is catching up behind the safety truck, let's indeed take a look at what just transpired. As... wow, that's all I could say. From second spot, John Poole around, and it collected his teammate Mario Chambers. Here's the shot from the helicopter. And let's put it at half speed as soon as they start to enter the corner. Wow, Mario Chambers drilled the 88 of John Poole. That's one thing you never do in racing is take out your teammate, and the teammates collide.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, too. Yep, Mario gets it good. He got karma from that. He went up into the wall.
And already, Mario Chambers, sorry, my bad, over the radio.
Yeah.
He knows he did wrong.
Yeah, and Poole, I'm surprised because he hit skate. He hit skate major damage.
This is going to put that race in the hands of Brady Tenen. I have to say it, in his first start.
I think Poole's going to be a factor in the finish as well at this point. Because he did get minimal damage in that wreck.
Tenen taking tires, so is Poole. Now. Will Chambers take tires? Yes. All the other trucks are getting the wave around. As, Calhoun, I think he missed the pit lane.
And he's screwed now.
Dave Calhoun missed the pit lane, or he pulled off, and I don't exactly think the crew will be able to move that truck. So put that.
Well, they're gonna have towed right now. They're gonna have tow truck them.
So we got a crane over there. I believe that there's a crane like they have at Monaco, for example, to lift the car over the wall. That's strange. As I believe there might have been a suspension issue. We saw that in the pit, or we saw that when he was pitting.
Could have been steering too.
Yeah, there must have been a suspension or steering issue that pulled the truck and he couldn't save it. So that's going to put Dave Calhoun in the pit lane. And it looks like the crane has got the car across the wall, and the crew has rolled the car, or the truck, to the pit box, and they are servicing it. As he might actually stay on the lead lap, unbelievably. I think he will. After driving off the victory lane, and I'm surprised the suspension isn't fully broken after that landing. He hit the wall.
It looks like 15 of Daniel Wilson is probably going to take the wave around, guys. So he'll be back in this. He'll be a factor at the finish as well.
This brings everyone back.
When he ran out of fuel, kudos to his crew for filling him back up, and he's out on track. They were able to fill him in a lap and get him back on track.
Calhoun is a lap down. So actually, let's take a look at what happened with Dave Calhoun. I'm actually really curious to see what happened with the one truck. So let's take a look at what happened with him and how exactly he did what he did. So let's see. Here's the one. And it just kind of steers right. And he's trying to steer it left. He's trying to steer it left. He's trying to steer it left. And he just drives off the victory lane. Bashes the left front on the wall. And the crew fixed it. He's back out on track, but he has a lap down. The 15 will get the wave around. So, let's actually try and get... well, I was going to try and get a in-race reporter. Let's pick one randomly. Let's try Daniel Wilson. Hi, Daniel. It's Josh Mertz up in the ASN commentary box. You got a copy?
I do.
How frantic were you inside that cockpit when you saw your crew running up to push your truck to the pit box?
I was pissed more than anything.
Now,
they did a good job of getting it there.
Yeah, it only took about 30 seconds, so I lost a lap, but it could have been worse.
I mean, it looks like
you're getting the wave around.
Yeah, you are taking the wave around, so this puts the race possibly in your hands. Because we know how crazy you are, how crazy fast you are. And with pool damaged, do you think that's going to hurt him?
Absolutely. You're at a place where you don't need any damage, so it's going to hurt him, but we'll see. He's really good. I'm going to take the wave around here, but he's really good at places like this, so, I mean, for sure he'll be blocking. It should be interesting for you guys.
But you do have to keep your eyes out on the 80 truck, Brady Tinnen. He has done a hell of a job in his first race. I don't think he'd keel over either.
Yeah, I haven't had that much of a chance to race with him, so I don't really know what I'm going to do, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's going to be interesting, I promise you that.
As the field's rounding turn number 2, I'd like to disconnect you from the ASN channel, get you back up to the main channel so you can focus on the restart. Thanks for talking with us, Daniel.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully we'll do a little interview later, too.
Alright.
You just want to hear my beautiful voice, just like Randall did in Daytona.
There you go. Thanks, guys.
As
let's hope he knows what to do with his hands.
Oh, get out of my commentary box. Just leave.
No.
Just... Oh boy. Anywho, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here at Texas World.
Got about 9 laps to go.
9? Do you know how to count?
It is 9.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Including this lap, it's 9. Next time by
43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. It's 8.
At the line, it's 8.
Hey, be quiet. Don't insult my counting skills. Safety truck is off. It's going to be Poole, Tinnen, Blakeney, Chambers, Whitehill, Wilson, Calhoun, your field. Green flag in the air. And Tinnen spun the tires.
Yeah, that stacks them up a little bit. They're 3 wide there. The 24, 15, and 80.
As Daniel Wilson going to drive for all he's worth to get this victory. But this is all Poole wants to see, but he has a damaged truck. Off of corner number 2, it's Poole, Blakeney, Chambers, Whitehill, Wilson, Tinnen, and Calhoun, your field. It's a group of 3 and a group of 2, and Tinnen's all alone. Will he lose the draft in truck 80?
Oh, I hope not, but it looks like he might hold on to it. I really hope not. Yeah, it looks like he's getting the draft right now. He's going 190 at the end of the straight.
6 to go. As Mario Chambers hits the apron, transponder issue on the 24. Tinnen is back in the draft as these two are trying to tandem away. John Poole got bumped out of the way by his teammate, bashed the wall, and he's leading.
Yeah, that is a remarkable comeback for the 88 crew. I mean, kudos to his crew for fixing that car up, and now he's back up here in the lead.
As Calhoun still has issues with his truck. I think the suspension got really bent when he landed on the wall, which is still peculiar, but it doesn't matter. 5 to go. Poole. Oh, it's Tinnen in the wall! It's Chambers! As Chambers got air!
That's horrible right there.
And now we're going to race back for the win, possibly. On the outside is Josh Blakeney, truck 33. Poole's going to block him to the wall, and he hits the wall. Blakeney does. As to the apron goes Daniel Wilson. They're going to be side by side, coming to the line. Beating and banging. It's going to be Wilson. And I think that's the race.
That should be the race. Oh, what a battle to the finish. I had transponder issues as that wreck happened, so I didn't get to see it all until right when they crossed the line. But wow, that was a great finish there.
As now we have to slow up for the safety truck. That's going to give us some opportunities to take a look at what just happened in turn 2 and in turns 3 and 4. As I believe that's going to end the race, but they took 5 to go. And let's take a look at what happened here with Brady Tinnen. We're going to roll at half speed. Mario Chambers comes down to block, and it doesn't look like Tinnen got slowed down. Chambers went high. Tinnen tried the bottom, and then they made contact. And hard into the outside wall goes the 80. Hits the wall harder does Chambers and starts flying. Good thing those two landed back on the ground, but a tough break from Brady Tinnen in truck number 80, who is making his first start. And that old Dodge definitely won't be fast after this one, as we're going to ride inside the 80 for the moment. And you might want to brace yourselves, because this is going to be a hard hit. And now we're going to ride inside Mario Chambers, number 5, Farmers Insurance Silverado. When you see Sky in a race car, it's not exactly the best thing. As we're going to keep this shot rolling of this finish and just see exactly what happened. As to the outside went Blakeney, Poole went up to block, and I don't know what Poole was thinking, but he went higher and higher and higher, and then he door slammed Blakeney in the middle of the corner, and that took him out. And Wilson says, "Hello, I'm going to take all I can here," drives all the way to the apron, and then Poole tries to make a move or contact, and Wilson gets it at the line. As we're on lap 48, and I do believe this might end the race, as we have
the lights do not go out this time. It's the end.
As Tinnen's back out on track, but it does not matter, or at least we hope that it does not matter, as I wouldn't exactly want to see more trucks torn up. As I know, Blakeney is probably furious inside the cockpit right now. Furious. He had the run on the outside, and then he gets blocked, or gets shoved to the wall.
Yeah, that's top break.
Give him kudos for trying, though. 2 to go.
Yeah, let's see at the...
See the lights. Do they go out? No.
No, they do not. So the race will end.
The race will end. We're not going to say it yet. Well, hell, I'm going to say it. The 15 of Daniel Wilson is your winner here. And now that I said that, with my luck, his truck will break. So let's actually take a look a couple other looks at this wreck from onboard his truck and see exactly what happened here. To the 15, if we can find it here. Let's roll the tape back. So here we go. We're going to start this from the start-finish line, and we're going to be on board Daniel Wilson, and then we're going to be on the front bumper cam of Daniel Wilson to show you this entire lap. I know Daniel Wilson for one thing. He is good for making hell of a run, getting a hell of a run off the corner, and cutting the truck or whatever vehicle he's driving down to the inside of the racetrack. That's what he did on John Poole. He sliced the truck to the apron, and that's going to prove, and that's going to make a big thing for him as he's going to come off the fourth corner. As the flagger normally waves this flag crazily, but he's just hanging it over. White flag for Daniel Wilson as he won in Daytona. He finished second in Dover, but he had a hell of a run to try and catch John Poole, and if nothing fails, he will be 2 for 3 in the 2013 2A championship. Remember, this 2013 A championship was split into two sections. Instead of a 20-race championship, there's two 10-race championships. I believe it's the top 5 who win this championship are moved up and are ineligible to run in this series.
Now that may not be the case. I have no clue how they run the series, but that may not be the case.
No, I was just taking a guess.
Yeah, I have no clue who's going to get permitted. It's the drivers that show that they can race cleanly and they can race really good. That'll be moved up and promoted at the end of the season. But every one of these drivers today did a great job at this race and running it. And even though the 15 ran out of fuel.
I think that won him the race. It kept him out of trouble. It kept him out of trouble.
Yeah.
So here we go. Off the final corner. And it's not the 180 miles an hour that we expected. But
it's only 65.
Only 65. But the speed doesn't matter for Daniel Wilson. As he comes down, he's going to be 2 for 3 in the 2013 A Championship, the Fast Fresh Talent Series. He wins at Texas World. John Poole's in second. Sean Whitehill third. Josh Bleakney fourth. Fifth is Mario Chambers. Sixth is Brady Tinnen. What a run from Tinnen in his first race. He was leading the race. It looked like he had it in the bag. And then Mario Chambers and him got together. That caused his final caution. So he finished in sixth. And Dave Calhoun, the victory lane jumper, smashed the left front suspension and finished in seventh. So, I'd like to get your final thought while the driver's gonna run around. Wilson's gonna celebrate. We're gonna drag him in for the interviews. So, I'd like to get your final thought before the interviews.
Oh, well, that was a heck of a race there at the end. I wish it would have went green, but damn, we only have one caution this race too. So that was interesting how these runs worked out, and it ended up paying off for Daniel Wilson, even though he did run out of fuel, and that, as he's doing his burnouts now.
He burned it down.
He's still got enough fuel for the burnout.
Well, it didn't matter. He refueled, and he is just going to burn all the Sunoco fuel inside that car, that truck rather. Celebrating.
Well, save some for him to make it the victory lane.
Yes, that'd be important too. So we're going to bring in third place Sean Whitehill while Daniel Wilson makes it to victory lane. Sean Whitehill, it's Josh Mertz in the ASN commentary box. You didn't have transponder issues for once, and you finished third. Tell us about that last lap.
I can't believe it. These guys actually got it right.
finally tightened it up to where we can actually, run without falling out. Of course, we did have some issues, I did blink a little bit a few times, but fortunately, I didn't fall. I didn't drop it completely. So.
Well, that's usual for your team. They always don't tighten it up, but you always. But
yeah, they like to mess around with me like that.
You always get called the pit lane, as it seemed as though it was fuel mileage.
Oh no!
he fell off victory lane. We got. Oh
Lord!
Let's finish this up, Sean. I just gotta ask one more question, and then I gotta get to the. Hold on. Let's do this. I'll get to you in a second. That's not what you do, Daniel Wilson. Woo! That's definitely a unique celebration. Let me tell you that much.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah,
So
really.
I'm actually let me just get all the people for the well, John Poole is going to be unavailable. So let me do this. Sean Whitehill, you described your race that it was crazy that you didn't fall out for once, that you weren't called to the pit lane. And how was racing in the pack? Because normally you're just floundering around by yourself.
It was fun. It was fun. I was definitely, it was fun actually being up there rather than being 20 seconds back. But I tried to help Mario win. That dude deserves a win, and I was definitely going to help him. But then he got caught up in that wreck. But somehow they got fixed and finished 5th. I was hoping we were going to have at least a one-lap shootout, because if there was a one-lap shootout, I don't think it would have been a 15 in the victory lane. It might have been the 24. But oh well, it's a 3rd place. I'm happy with it.
Still on the podium as Luke. You got anything to ask?
This season.
Well, no, not really. You were just hanging back in the back the first part of the race, and I noticed how you did that. Just trying to stay out of trouble there in the beginning.
Yeah, for super speedways like this, it's basically my strategy. I kind of implemented that late last season, where it gets crazy definitely at these kind of super speedways. So especially tracks like Talladega and Daytona, they get really nuts. So I try to kind of drop back and just
Yeah, crazy enough
when
when winner falls off a victory lane.
Yes.
Alright.
We're going to segue into that. Good run, Sean Whitehill, a 3rd place. It's a respectable run, as hopefully you can get another run like that soon.
Thank you.
As now, you wanted to hear my beautiful voice that much, didn't you?
You were the inspiration for me to win that race at the end.
So
had to come in here and hear your voice again.
it's just, yeah, I can't even put this into words. Okay, you're going around on lap 46, and then the 5 and the 80-10 go really hard, and you gave the 33 a shot, and then Poole blocks him to the outside, and you pulled exactly what you pulled on me in Las Vegas. You cut to the inside. This time you weren't put to the grass, but this time you won. How did you win? You were on pit lane 30 laps ago.
Real quick, I want to mention real quick
Dude,
that
none
I
of
was
us-
the only car to pit one time during this race. Let that be known.
I was going to say that you didn't know what to do with your hands.
Well, I don't know. I still don't know what to do with those either.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man,
I told Mertz earlier that hopefully he knows what to do with them, and you still don't. So
still don't.
Anyway, you made one pit stop, and you need to give that pit crew a raise or some more 5-hour energy, because I think they downed that, and then they started chasing after your truck.
Yeah, they're all getting gift cards tomorrow, so they did a really good job pushing me. I got as far as I could myself, but I needed to push for about another 30 seconds. But got that flat down.
I was saying you could have put a neutral and coasted it instead of. Were you in gear or were you in neutral that whole time?
I put it in neutral. I had the, my neutral thing pressed in, but it still didn't. I was still about
didn't
500
roll all
feet
the way in.
No, and John.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say me and John were on the same fuel strategy there, but we were actually clutching. I don't know if you guys could see that.
Yeah, we noticed.
I noticed it.
And he just clutched a little bit more than me, and that gave him that extra half a lap or one extra turn under gas, so that really benefited him.
Yeah.
Describe that run to the finish.
Yeah, it was.
Did you say describe it?
Yes.
What? Fail. Anyway, go ahead.
I was still short on fuel when I taken my wave around, and so I was still clutching as much as I could. My fuel gauge finally said I was good to go right when I got up to the field, but put it in first and I think we took it 3 wide at the start-finish line because somebody didn't get that great of a start and got by him and fell in line. Then I passed Sean, got behind the 33, which my goal was to either make him win or myself win because, me and John are in a tight points battle right now.
Which you are leading, I believe.
Yeah.
With 2 firsts and a second, so you would be leading.
But I hooked behind the 33, and I saw him wrecking in the rearview mirror. I'm like, all right, well, this is it. We got to go. We, got behind him, pushed him, got right beside John, and I don't know if John got loose or just trying to take the side draft off him, but they made contact, and as soon as that happened, I'm like, well, it's checkers or wreckers here, and dove to the inside, and it stuck, and now we're in victory lane.
Well, you're not in victory lane. You're falling off the side of victory lane.
My truck is halfway onto victory lane. Okay.
I was going to point out a question here when I got the chance. In the beginning of the race, we heard over the radio that you were having issues with the quote-unquote throttle box.
You called it a throttle box?
Yes.
You know what? 7Q Racing gives us awesome equipment. With the exception of this race. We got into this race. We couldn't even get it going. If on the start of the race, we were stuck in our pits for half a turn. And so we got the wires connected. I guess they were a little loose, and we got those hooked back up. And in the whole race, if you tried to barely touch the brake, it's like you were slamming on them. It was horrible. There was no.
At least the throttle didn't stick.
Well,
moving forward by Toyota.
This is last year's Toyota, so we still got those throttle issues here.
Yeah, you didn't go, and then when you were going, you couldn't stop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh boy. Anyway,
this truck is going to the junkyard right now.
We're gonna try and get a crane to get you back on victory lane, and then you're just gonna spray some 5-hour energy to your team. They need it.
Yeah, we're gonna party hard.
Anywho, great run, Daniel. Great run. Fantastic undercut of John Poole, and hopefully we could see you more in victory lane so you can tie up this championship.
Hopefully so. Now that you quit wishing me not to win, hopefully we'll be in victory lane some more. So,
great win, Daniel.
Thanks, guys.
So, that's about it here, as we're going to go through the ASN social media for the final time tonight. Facebook.com/Automotive Sports Network is our Facebook page. We post everything on there. Twitter.com/ASNTV_USA. Join the conversation at hashtag ASNTVUSA for Facebook and Twitter. ASN On Demand is youtube.com/ASNTVUSA. Twitch.tv/ASNTVUSA is ASN Live. You can check out our website at asntv.us for any and all information. And for any and all broadcast inquiries, comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, you can email us at any time at asntvUSA@gmail.com. As this broadcast was brought to you by Java Shot Designs. If you need any painting done for any of your racing interests, you can contact Adam's tweet at his page at facebook.com/Java Shot Designs. As we got the final thoughts earlier, that's about all we have time for here from the Houston 100 at the Texas World Speedway at College Station, Texas. A hell of a race, and it ends up with this shot of Daniel Wilson falling off the victory lane. So, for all of us here at ASN, Luke Fleming and I am Josh Mertz. Congratulations to Daniel Wilson, and we'll see you next time. So long, everyone.